Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and I was really lucky. I unlocked Iron Man's second potential after just 2 days of running him in World Boss Legend. So we're going to see today exactly how much stronger he gets from just going from level 70 to level 80. We're going to test him in some World Boss Legend, and we're going to test him in some Dispatch, because we've long theorized, basically for a year now, since Dispatch came out, how much better our character is going to be once they can go and creep up above level 70. Because if you go ahead and look in Dispatch, especially from Sector 10 and up, the mobs are above level 70. They are at level 77 here, and it keeps going up. You know, they're actually level 7. They actually go above level 70 way earlier, back down in zone 7 or 6. It's really high. Anyways, because they go all the way up to level 80, you have to bring Ignore Dodge, and you have to use Ignore Dodge supports, and you have to use Ignore Dodge leaderships. Maybe, probably, that's what it seems like. Going to level 80 is going to be a huge upgrade in that department, because generally speaking, in RPG games in general, when you're much higher level or the same level as the enemy, then the dodging is sort of normalized. But when you're much lower level, the game sort of punishes you for not grinding enough, and most of your attacks get dodged. And that's the case in Diablo type games and other RPGs, and it seems to be it has been the case in MFF thus far. So I'm really excited to test out these two differences here. But just to quickly go over the build before we do just a baseline test, we've got one Odin's Blessing, we've got just under 50,000 energy attack, 49,800. We have the uniform mythic now with all of the optionals. The optionals here quickly are War Machine 3099, Spider-Man No Way Home, which is the red suit, the PvP suit, new Hulkbuster, Cable, X of Swords, and Arrow. This is probably the best uniform optionals I've ever seen. There's only one bad one, and it's Arrow. Well, bad. But it's Arrow. The rest of them are fantastic, like really good, and some of them are actually like super meta. So yeah, that is fantastic. And then we have a CTP of Energy with no artifact and a stage 10 Power of Angry Hulk. So a pretty solid build on him. Let's see how he does at level 70 before we push him up to level 80. And the best part is you'll also be seeing the cost. So buckle your seatbelts up, because the tier 3 material cost to get a character from 70 to 80 now really makes the 60 to 70 look shy by comparison. For World Boss, we're testing stage 34 of Null with War Machine support and Ebony Maw lead. And the one sort of awkward thing you're going to notice at the beginning for Iron Man is you have to wait. He doesn't have any invincibility on his main 5 skills, so you can't attack right away, because otherwise what will happen, great damage there though, is that he being Null will knock you back, and that's pretty unfortunate. However, the regular rotation for Iron Man is super duper easy. It's just 3 cancel 4, delayed cancel 5, and then because he charges up the tier 3 so quickly, great damage there, you can pop it off every other rotation. And even if you get interrupted, like we got interrupted there, you still get a decent bar and a half's worth of damage from his regular combo. Here we goofed up. I thought, wow, and my proc was super late. That was weird. I thought my tier 3 would have been ready, but that's okay. We're going to pop off the tier 3 here and get some pretty massive damage. Awesome. So just over, really good stuff there. Just over a minute for the first phase. Now here, we should probably wait for him to land. Yeah. Get a nice long iframe, really nice long iframe to sort of stop him from attacking us. And then we can pop off here. I actually canceled 4 too early. That was my mistake. I'm still practicing it. He has the same second skill that he used to have. He's still super fast as well. You have to just cancel the 4. It's just about practice. You got to cancel the 4 after that sort of like burst of, he does like a burst of air type of thing. Really good damage there though, wow. But yeah, really smooth rotation. I really like it. Very proc friendly, very easy to do as well. So with the superior Iron Man, one of the problems was that it was some of his skills were kind of sticky, so it's not that easy to cancel into them. One thing I will say that you want to do is try and corner Null or whatever boss you're fighting as best as you can, because as you'll notice, the beam on the tier 3 skill gets avoided. Like he walks through the beam and doesn't sort of stand in it to take all of the damage. And we're going to pop off here, because when he does stand in the beam, you do get more damage. But yeah, we did a really good damage there. We played a little bit more aggressively than we normally do. That's okay. We're getting the red flashes because we have too many symbiote ticks, but yeah, we're doing really good right now. I think he can finish this with about 90 seconds left, which is really nice. It's a really nice upgrade for Iron Man. At this point, for level 70, it doesn't yet put him on pace with, like, Doctor Strange, but Doctor Strange is really, really good, so that's kind of hard to do. But, like, he pops off. You know, if the boss moves, he actually ends up doing less damage with the tier 3 than he does with the regular combo. But see there? Boom. Boom. Love it. Absolutely love it. You trigger the uniform effect, which means that you can almost always one-shot Null from 7 bars down to 0. Because once he hits that dragon phase, right around like 12 bars or less, you're doing 200% increased damage. So it's wild how insane Tony gets. So there we go. I would call that about a 2-minute or 3-minute clear with about 2 minutes remaining. That's excellent. Now let's see how he does as the main damage dealer on a dispatch stage. So I picked stage 10-1 for testing Iron Man at level 70 and level 80, along with Valkyrie and Kate Bishop support / DPS. I chose Valkyrie because obviously she's an amazing support and she's a combat type here in this case, and then I chose Kate so we would also have a speed type to sort of round things out. The boss here on 10-1 is going to be Colossus, who's a combat type, so that should favor Iron Man. However, Valkyrie is the only one of the 3 that has a rage, which is better for dispatch in general. Both Iron Man and Kate are rocking energies, so that might be a bit of an issue. But I did want to test this team just because it's a bit more affordable. You know, there's no like crazy White Fox paywall support uniform, or like Makari who costs crystals, or like I originally was setting up a team with Scarlet Witch, also very expensive native tier 2. So I thought this would sort of make more sense as a comparison, specifically for the level 70 to 80 jump. Now, I know my cards are really busted, so if you're looking at this from the point of view of someone who's like a low spender or a newer account, yeah, you don't have 100% all attack on your cards, you don't have 25% pierce. But we know from the testing that pierce actually doesn't matter much for dispatch, especially for the 10th dispatch sector. It may matter a little bit more for sectors 11 and 12, but if he's going to perform much better on sector 10 at level 80, he's going to do that on level, on sector 11 and 12, regardless of how much pierce you have, right? He actually might even perform even better on sector 11 and 12, regardless of your pierce once he gets to level 80, because he's getting that huge jump in level. But yeah, we got there with 1 minute 20 seconds left, so I'm pretty sure that means we can clear this, which is excellent. Being able to farm, anything above Sector 7 consistently is really important for dispatch because of all of the events and tokens that require you to do dispatch missions daily, but also because, like I've said before, dispatch and the passive rewards on dispatch are so important, and ignoring them is really not something players should afford to do these days in Marvel Future Fight. So now more than ever, having a really good dispatch team is important. We've obviously covered how amazing Loki is for dispatch, how amazing Valkyrie is as a support, White Fox, Green Goblin, Black Cat, but now we have Iron Man. Really exciting. So the comparison starts here. We have a clear of 2 minutes and 13 seconds on 10-1 with this team. We're not going to change anything else about the team. We're just going to take our Iron Man to level 80, and we're also going to go back and test that stage 34 of Null. But first, we have to do the unlocking of the second potential. So here we go. I've never done this before. This is the very first time in my MFF history that I am unlocking a character's second potential. Ooh, okay. I hope that sounded as satisfying as it looks. The only downside to being on vacation is I can't hear the game sounds. I could if I, Bluetoothed my headphones, but that's a whole other mess. I don't want to deal with that. So, Stark's Genius. You can now begin enhancing potential. Very, very cool. So, here we go. We're going to enhance his potential. You guys can see exactly how this works. So, we're on this page here, and we now have 3 options. So, this is very similar to the original enhanced potential stage. or page, except instead of having CCF down here with Black Antimatter and Chaos Nornstones, you have Life Seed, Essence of Dimension, and Titan Component Packs. Now, here's the thing. Life Seeds are a brand new resource, so every player is going to be really tight for Life Seeds. However, because if you're still working on tier 2s and you're still working on tier 3s, you don't care about Life Seeds as far as it goes for tier 4, you may be tempted to spend them. You also may be tempted to spend them because, as you can see, it costs less. It's 42 Life Seeds versus 111 TCP or 140 Essence of Dimension. I would probably advise against using Life Seeds. You may not think you need them now, but you may need them in the future. And my advice is always to save the rarest resource, and the resource that is the hardest to get. So at the current point in time, I'm going to use either Essence of Dimension or Titan Component Packs. The nice thing, or the flexible thing about this page here and the setup is that, and I highly recommend, by the way, I highly recommend that you do 100%. No doubt about it. The 10% method, sure, but don't sacrifice your resources. Don't put yourself through that. But what I wanted to say is, just like the native tier 3 enhancement, which also requires you use TCP and EOD for Mephisto and for Null and stuff like that, you can balance your TCP and EOD, right? Some people have a huge imbalance. You can use this as the opportunity to balance it. So as you can see, I'm almost 2,000 ahead on my TCP. So I'm going to use this page now to balance it. We're going to go ahead and do the first one here. We're going to go through the rest of this pretty quickly after the first one. Now, keep in mind, you see that bonus there. So instead of using 468 bios of America Chavez, I can just use 375 Iron Man bios. So that is only about a difference of 100, but it'll increase as we go up. So I'm going to use Chavez bios to start, just so that you guys can see what it looks like a little bit better. And a little bit more drastically here. Level 72 reached, which now means I can level up my skills. And so remember how I said you don't need Life Essence for anything else? Well, if you want to get the character to tier 4, you will need to use Life Essence. And as you can see, it's extremely expensive. 1,230 Life Seeds per skill times 5. That's 6,000 Life Seeds, more than 6,000, 6,000 like 150 or something like that, to get to tier 4. So yeah, maybe don't use Life Seeds. Anyways, we're going to go back to TCP. So it's another 211 there. Okay. And we're going to then level up here. So again, we could use 527 Makari bios or 420 Iron Man bios. So again, it's about 100 more bios that you have to use, but that's okay because we're going to keep doing it here. We're going to go back here. We've spent about, I think, 660 TCP so far. We started with 10,700. Now it wants to use 600 Spider-Man bios or 470. So as you can see, it gets better. Like the exchange gets better and better. Not better and better, but you know, now it's more than 100. It's about 120 bios less that you're using, but it's not a huge difference, right? It'll add up over the course of the entire 70 to 80 increase. Wow, 600. That goes up really fast. It goes 100, 200, 300, 600. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we spent about 1,200 TCP now, and this is going to be the last leg of it. Here we use 533 bios, or we use 600. So it's 160 more bios. Very frustrating that I'm not. Oh, that was the last one. No, there's one more. There's one more. And we use 800 there. Wow. Okay. So with that being said, and there was a lot of gold as well too. 545 bios, and then we'll chuck some Nova bios out there. Discovery of Self. Okay. I kind of see what they're saying with it. Oh, you get 80 crystals. It's not bad. It's kind of cute. Back to basics. Okay. And you get 400,000 gold. So we have our tier 3 level 80 Iron Man. Now it wants us to do the gears here. But yeah, oh, the gears now costs this instead of tier 3 materials. But I just wanted to check. I had 10,700 of those TCP. Wow. And now I have 8,700. So it was 2,000. I spent 2,000 TCP taking him from 70 to 80. So basically you could do a character's gears, right? All of their gears from 20 to 25, or you could get one character from 70 to 80, and that's not like that's actually more expensive to do from 70 to 80. But now that we have from 70 to 80, let's go ahead and see how he does back to dispatch, and then finishing off with World Boss Legend. So previously we had entered the Colossus portion. So previously we had entered the Colossus portion of the fight with 1:30. Now we reach it with 1:55, and I'm not even done the intro here. 6 seconds later, and he's almost dead because Iron Man is just obliterating him. So I know there's some RNG factors with the mob spawning and things like that, but 1:40 left on the clock means that we went from a 2-minute and 10-second clear time to a 1-minute and 20-second clear time. So we shaved almost a full minute off of the clear, and that is just taking Iron Man to level 80, doing literally nothing else. We shaved a whole minute off the time. That's insane. There's no doubt in my mind that the level 70 to level 80 jump for characters is going to make dispatch and other content like that so much more easy and so much easier to tackle. Like, this is a very budget friendly team, and it's just shredding. This team is now faster than my Black Cat Loki Valkyrie team. That's insane. I cannot wait to see what he does against Null. Another interesting thing about the level 70 to 80 jump is that we may no longer need as many ignore dodge strikers for these specific bosses that otherwise have way too much dodge effects, like Null, Corvus, things like that. So it'll be something to keep an eye on, but I'm very curious to see what happens because... Okay, that was a delayed proc, but wow, it still did so much damage. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Pop off here. We're going to save the tier 3. Wow. So he is already 25 seconds faster. This is going to be pretty nasty. I'm excited for what's about to happen. Pop off the ult here. Wow. 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 So we are at the same place that we were when we had just gotten Null out of the chair. However, now, as you can see, oh, we missed our proc. Oh, it's so unfortunate, but he's like doing so much more damage. This is nutty. This is nutty, dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Dodge the. He dodged the dragon phase, bro. What? We just need the cooldown. No, we're not gonna get the cooldowns in time, are we? Pop the tier 3. It's over. No way. 100 seconds. 99 seconds. No way. Are you joking me? Are you kidding me? That was insane, and I could have gone faster because we missed one rotation. Wow. Now, I'm not... Wow, I'm stunned. I know he's got a CTP of energy, and I know he's using double support, and I know I have 25% pierce, but it's not about how strong he is on stage 34. It's about how much stronger he got. He went from clearing it in 3 minutes, which is 180 seconds, to doing it in 99 seconds. So again, we shaved over a minute. We shaved 1 minute and 20 seconds off of his clear time. It's impossible to shave that. Like, it's impossible to cut down the time by that much when you have 2 good runs side by side, even when you're upgrading good characters to a CTP. Like, usually when you upgrade a good character like Makari or Sharon Rogers from an obelisk to a CTP, you're going to get like 30 seconds faster, 45 seconds faster, a minute faster. A minute faster is amazing. 1 minute and 20 seconds faster? Hello? That's insanity. That's insanity. That's so fast. And it's expensive. For sure it's expensive, right? It's 2,000 of one tier 3 material. So if you average it out, it's 2,000 TCP, or it's about 1,000 TCP and 1,000 EOD, which, like we said, is very similar to getting a character's gears from 20 to 25. However, you don't have to build up every character. And for Iron Man fans, you're feasting right now. This is bonkers, dude. So I cannot wait to see. We're going to do more testing. We're going to see exactly how far he can go, but he flew through stage 34. He obliterated that stage, which means he can go a lot higher. So yeah, we'll see. We'll put him through his paces, but I'm very excited about the level 70 to 80 increase, because it means things like dispatch and world boss are going to be a lot easier to tackle for everybody, which is awesome. And it just means we have to be a little bit more careful about our resource distribution and sort of like where we're allocating our resources. But yeah, I do think that despite the cost, this may very well be a good investment. Maybe not specifically for Iron Man at the time, like right now, unless you need it, but definitely an investment for your account in general. So keep an eye on it, and we'll see maybe who the next tier 4 is, and we'll see how long it's going to take me to amass the resources needed to take him all the way to tier 4, because I am quite a ways away, even if we go into the shop and splash some money, which I might do once I'm close enough. But at the moment, even if I buy out both of these, I will not even have enough life seeds to get 3 of his stats, or 3 of his skills, excuse me, to level 10. And the thing is, getting the skill to level 10 doesn't actually change the effects. It just adds a little bit of bonus damage. You can see there the additional damage, instead of being 157, is now 236. That's not very worthwhile for the cost. So yeah, we're going to play this one slow. No one has tier 4 yet. It's still days, if not weeks away, because of the life seed, what's it called? Bottleneck. But yeah. Wow, level 80 Iron Man. I'm stunned. Got to go take him into Dormammu now and see. Anywho, that'll be in another video. That'll be in a separate video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.